Okay, so basically when I was at Barbara's house in Little Rock, Arkansas, I had a vision of what was going on in her house and in the next few places. I mean, the next place, and then the abandoned house, because it was Barbara's house, and then it was the abandoned house, and then it was outside in the streets, how they would try to, black women and would be trying to make war on me in the streets. And then and that's what they were doing. The young man did try to get me to go into the stay in the abandoned house with him. Not this apartment, but this was the abandoned house. The 2-story house I was telling y'all about, the vision from Barbara's. And there's a young man sitting in the car right here. I didn't even notice him standing right there, but he was already right there before I got here, and I believe he works here. Yes, but still, it don't matter. People all over the country already know what they're trying to do. Trust me. But anyway, so the next thing that I saw when I left out of the abandoned house was there were black women outside, older black women, like women who've been working for these jobs, a little front desk job, but she out there with her heels on, somebody grown ass mama, 40 something going on 50 years old, out there talking about war on Andrea Jones because I had to protect myself from a white man. The Most High was showing me that they was doing voodoo, that they was just wicked, you know what I'm saying? And they niggas. I mean, Lord forgive me, I don't mean to say it like that, but they like them plantation slaves. Like they the kind of black people where they still on the plantation, you know what I'm saying, to where oh, we'll do anything for massa. Or they'll be like, oh, I'll go, oh, you gonna talk back to me, gal? Oh, I'm gonna go get one of my big old, one of my biggest black slaves I got, and she gonna come and she gonna beat your ass. She gonna kill you with 50 my other slave. You know what I'm saying? And they all gonna get out there and they gonna kill your little pretty ass and that baby in the middle of the streets. And that's basically what they doing. You know what I'm saying? So these black women, yes, they got these jobs and these cars, and they real good taken care of by a master. You know what I'm saying? But God is saying that now in these times, he like, hell no, they ain't your master. And they know you talking about they your master. I'm your master. Jesus is the only worshipful master. Now in these times, he said worshipful master. So we may have masters, but not to worship them. And God said they're worshiping them. So now it's a problem. God said, no, they ain't, I'm the only worshipful master. That's what God said. He said Jesus is the only worshipful master. Now, you might have been a slave, and you might not been able to control that, and yeah, it might have been your master, but not no worshipful master. And they out here doing some worshipful master stuff to these white folks, and it's demonic, and it's satanic, and God said, hell no, that's voodoo. And they doing it, and it's a lot of the older ones that's doing it real deep, because they older, and it's more embedded into them, and they had to try to get the new generation indoctrinated into this, but they've been doing this. So because I saw in Barbara house that this done went back a long time, and then these young black men have been involved in this and indoctrinated into this system of things, and they are not operating in the kingdom of the Most High God, because the Most High God said, I'm not guilty and leave me and my children alone. But they continuing to work in the kingdom of Satan and in the kingdom of the white man and the white woman on these damn plantation fields in their mind, to where they gonna continue to try to kill me and my child and chase us around and plot on us, because they acting like they still slaves. You know what I'm saying? And this is why the Most High said, I'm leaving Egypt. And now I understand why, because regardless if you call this Egypt or not, this is Egypt. But let me finish going down to this young man. Because after I seen the black women outside trying to make war with me, and I heard a rapper telling me that they been doing this, murdering you know what I'm saying, in this country, you know what I'm saying. And I do know from the history of this country that is true, that's what they have been doing, and that's all that I have been seeing them do throughout my life. So it's adding up, and then they over here trying to do it to me, so I know it's true that they just been murdering people. And they tried to make war with me. Okay, we passed that. And then I told y'all about how the elite is serving them, these blacks who call themselves elite, you know what I'm saying, and celebrity. The thing about them is they the ones who they done picked out of all of the slaves and off the plantation, and they really gonna juck and jive for them. You know what I'm saying? Woo, 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 to show all the rest of them how to juck and jive for your white slave master. But, you know what I'm saying, they're worshiping them. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these celebrities did find out the truth. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of if they was caught up in it or not, they knew a little bit of more knowledge, you know what I'm saying, about the fact that we were still in Egypt, you know. So you saw a lot of them putting up the pyramids before the rest of the masses and population started putting up the pyramids, and they was putting up their all-seeing eye, knowing that we can see in the spirit. So they'll threaten to try to cut your eye out, or do all this if you tell what you can see in the spirit, because you can see their wickedness. You can see the wickedness of these people, and then you got to try to go and walk and work with these people on a day-to-day basis, and then you got to walk around with them in the society, knowing that they are wicked because you can see it through your eye. And then when you looking at them like, hell nah, I know y'all evil as hell, they all want to try to say you crazy, but it's like, nah, they wicked, and you can see it. That's why they be talking about shh, covering their mouth, talking about be quiet, and when they walk around with masks over their mouth, like they not gonna say nothing about the Andrea Jones case, you know what I'm saying, being wicked. But I'm gonna just go back into details or whatever about what happened with this young man. So then I saw that they was gonna have me outside, and that they were gonna be trying to talk about my face. And I was outside, and he was showing me Hispanic women being in cahoots to have me outside and getting in cars, in passenger cars with black men, and that I wouldn't have anywhere to shower and go. I was like, they know that Andrea is talented. He was like, they know, he showed me they know I can dance. They know that I can sing, and that they know that I'm beautiful, but that they want to try to tear at my image by having me outside, and then they want to try to call me crazy, to discredit my talents and my wisdom, and my story, my life, you know what I'm saying, what's going on, my case. And so he was like, they were trying to have her where she couldn't take showers. So the Most High was like, they were trying to have me where I could not take a shower or a bath, and that they would be trying to talk about my face and just try to talk about me real bad. And that's what they doing. And then I saw that then they would try to have me in abandoned apartments, that they would try to have me in these abandoned apartments where people of high places would try to have me in these abandoned apartments, to where it'll be a whole bunch of different people like in these apartments, like acting like they homeless or possibly being homeless, but in these apartments trying to get me to be up in the abandoned apartments with them, and that it was dangerous. The Most High showed me that I would have to get up out of these apartments, like that the leasing people would be coming to check on these apartments, but that, 1 minute you will go, so he was showing 1 minute you could be able to go to the apartment, and then the next day it'll be almost like they done locked it down, you know what I'm saying, like they done locked down the whole apartment. And then he was showing me that something about black women something about gay white men, gay Hispanics, and black women who are, I guess, call girls, prostitute, whores, trying to set me up. And that the Most High was like, he was going to record it and tell it. And that's why I'm telling it. There is whores, black whores out here trying to set me up. Like I'm a whore, in abandoned apartments. And the Most High was showing me that some of these men, who would try to set me up, some of these men would pretend like they like women. Some of these white men and Hispanic men, pretend like they like women, but hold on, I gotta sneeze. Oh Jesus! But in all actually, God bless me. Ooh, hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. But it sound like a hyena. Excuse me, down there. But in all actuality, they do not really like women. It's very, he was showing me, it's very satanic. Like they still have the feelings for a woman, to where a woman can turn them on, they could turn a woman on, but that they're so debased, that their mind is so debased that the male will have sex with another male for money. That these white males are out here giving up their behind for money, and then they looked sick, like they was on drugs, and like they had stuff, like viruses, and he was showing that they erectile dysfunction, and he was showing that they were not using condoms, and that if the white male did not get the money, that he would not do it. So if the society is that bad to where you have young white males having to sell their bodies for money, it's bad. It's really bad. Because they're supposed to be the ones who was supposedly at the top of the food chain. And you got men of other races and ethnicities that's out here taking advantage of them, for them to have their basic needs and necessities. And the Most High was showing me that there are white males out here, gay white males out here, that will be real down and out if they don't get the money from these tricks. And that they are still trying to lure in women as well, to help them to get these tricks. But basically, he was just showing me that these guys are not who they really portraying themselves to be. That a lot of these men are not even really straight. But he was showing that, like they still can turn a woman on, and you can make you think they like women, but then in actuality, they're just male prostitutes, to men, and deceiving women, coming into their houses and stuff like that. So I'm gonna show you what God showed me about the apartments, though. He showed me men of all ethnicities would be trying to, and women will be trying to bring me into these abandoned apartments. So I just had a black male try to bring me into an abandoned apartment. But let me tell y'all how that went. So when I met him at Dunwoody, he was telling me that, like, first, I was just trying not to talk to him, because I know people are always trying to distract me from putting out evidence and stuff. And I was working on stuff, and, he kept trying to talk to me and everything. I kept being cordial, And then he was asking me all these questions, and then I already kind of knew what time it was, because God said they trying to set me up all over the country. He said what America is trying to do is wrong. That means nobody that I meet I can trust. Nobody who bring me in their house in this country I can trust. There is nobody in this country who I can trust. Period. And you can call me crazy for that all you want, but I know I'm not, because I trust my God and he's not going to lie to me. And so far, he's been telling the truth about it all. Everybody who I done come in contact with tried to set me up. So he's right. You know what I'm saying? I already saw it in the spirit, you know, and when you see stuff like that, it's true. And when he tell you stuff, it's true. You know, they're trying to set me up. But anyway, so basically, I went into and the reason why they're trying to stop me from working on my case is because they know that the evidence shows that they wrong, and that's deep. But anyway, so the young man had said that he was finna go. He was like, oh, well, I couldn't overhear you. Somebody had called me and I said that they had asked me if I had food, and I was like, nah, I don't have no food. And he was like, all right, I'm gonna cash out you $10 so you can get you something to eat. And I was like, okay, cool. And then so he was like, I'm gonna cash out you some money so you can get you something to eat. And then the man was sitting right next to me while I was charging my phone there, where I showed y'all I was charging my phone at Perimeter Mall in Dunwoody. And the young man was like, he was like, oh, I couldn't help but hear you say you don't have no food. Here, you can have this. And, just trying to give me a little food that he had on him. And then he was saying, oh, well, he was homeless right now. And, giving me this rundown about him being homeless. And then I was like, okay, cool. And then he was asking me, he was like, oh, would you like, I got this little duck off spot, because I told him that I was homeless when he asked me, because I told him I have been in Houston for 2 days. And that I was homeless, and they got my phone tapped to my GPS system wherever I'm going. They're already there waiting when I get there, and then they're setting me up all over the country and making phone calls. So anyway, let me just get down to the details of what happened with this young man. So he was telling me, oh, well, if you don't got nowhere to stay, because I told him, I was like, I don't want to stay at the dude house that I stayed at last night, because he had the heat up to like 100 degrees and it was drying me out. So he was like, oh, well, I got this little spot or whatever, this little apartment. And he was like, yeah, I do work, and they just let me have an apartment or whatever. And so I was thinking like, okay, that's kind of fishy, you know what I'm saying? And I asked him, was it abandoned? And he was like, nah, so, I waited till like 9 something or whatever. Well, I waited till like 8. Y'all saw I left Perimeter Mall when they closed at 8 p.m. So when I got here, the young man kept texting me, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I'm gonna meet you like all the way on the train on the way here. So when I finally got here, I needed to post a video about what was going on and record what was going on. And then he came and got me. And so he was saying his mother stayed in Buckhead when we was at the mall, and he was like, first he had started out by asking me if I wanted to go to breakfast in the morning. I was like, yeah. Then he was asking me where I stayed, and then I told him my situation, and he was saying he was homeless too. And then, but he said he was gonna take me for breakfast in the morning, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you can stay. And I told him, well, I don't know, I'll have to let you know. That's what I told him about the coming to stay tonight. So he was like he was gonna leave or whatever, but he said, oh, I can get you some food on my EBT from one of these stores if you want to leave right now. So he tried to get me to leave Dunwoody Mall with him at 2 o'clock, around 1 something, 2 o'clock. And I was like, nah, I can't do that, because I got business to work on, because I needed to have somewhere to sit and work on my evidence. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't leave right then. I needed to work on stuff in that mall somewhere where I could charge my phone, because they've been trying to say, oh, I'm loitering, and I ate at the mall, I chill, like I was not loitering. You couldn't say I was loitering. So they were trying to say I was loitering all over the country if I try to charge my phone somewhere so I could work on my case and put out the evidence of what happened and what they're trying to do to me and my children. And so he tried to get me to leave somewhere where I could sit safely, you know what I'm saying, and work on my case without anybody having the legal right to bother me. And so I was like, nah, I'll just call you, and I was like, if it's not too late, I'll meet you to get the food, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, okay, cool, call him. So he was like, yeah, it was still cool for me to come. By this time, it was too late for me to get on the bus and try to go to the other man's house, whose house drying me out, and I don't want to go back there. But it was too late for me to even get on the bus to go anywhere. I could get on the train, but I didn't know where I would go. So once I got the food, the young man, first of all, the bus drivers were saying that they didn't go this way and they didn't go that way. It's like he just took forever. He was like, let me go get some change. And he went to go get some change and left me up here for the bus. And then the bus driver said she didn't go past that way and she didn't go past that way. And then we ended up having to walk down to this business that ended up closing. And then we walked back up to the gas station. There was a whole bunch of black men out there and they was mean mugging me. And earlier, when I was at the West End before, I was standing at a gas station trying to charge my phone, and people had donated me $20. This black woman gave me $20. Another black man gave me $3, and another black man gave me $2. And I bought me a new phone charger because my other phone charger was the wires was all messed up. And then I bought me a pass, a little 3-day pass for the MARTA bus, so I didn't have to be walking everywhere. And so there was a young black man and a young black woman in the car, and they was across the parking lot all the way over there, and I was standing by the store. And the man had been letting me, stand right there and charge my phone. It was still dark outside, and the black man had just looked at me, and the young black man just stuck his middle finger up from a distance like this. And the black girl she was light skinned, she might have been pretty, and she had a wrap over her head, and she was just staring at me because I told y'all they out here trying to help kill me. So they know I'm putting out the information about them. They know I'm putting out the information about that I'm pregnant. They know I'm putting out the information that they out here trying to kill a pregnant woman and a child. And then they took my baby and was over there talking about they was gonna rape and molest my child. So, they over here talking about fuck me. So he's holding his hand. I don't know this man. I ain't never seen this man. But he's pulling up in a little silver car by the West End and held his middle finger up. And the black girl was over there watching like this, while he was holding his middle finger up at me like, fuck you, fuck you. So I started walking up to the car like, hold on, what you say? What you say? You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is this. I couldn't even really see if it was a middle finger or not at first. But I could have sworn it was a middle finger. So I was walking up close to see what he was saying. I was like, well, what you say? And then I'm trying to see, what you talking about. And then I was like, what you say? What you say? And I started walking up to the man car like he way back there, but I'm walking up like I'm still way back there, but I'm walking closer because he's talking to me with his middle finger up out the window. And I started walking up to the car and I was like, what you say? And then the black girl started hurrying up to pull off, and he had the middle finger up still. And then I was like, huh? What did you say? What did you say? And then I seen it was a middle finger. Because I was like, I know he ain't putting no middle finger up at me. What you say? Because I couldn't tell. I was like, what the fuck is a random black man and black woman doing putting a middle finger up at me? And I don't know you. I'm not bothering you. I'm over here sitting down. I'm over here charging my phone. Y'all just pulled up out of nowhere. Y'all at the end of the parking lot. And you talking about fuck me. And I'm not sure if that's a middle finger or if you trying to ask me a question. What did you say? And then he started to pull off. Well, the black girl started to hurry up and whip out when she seen me walking up on her car. I ain't get close to her car. So probably like where you see this blue car at, that's where they was at. And I was still over here. And I walked probably to like where that yellow end of the sidewalk is. And then I was like, what you say? What you say? Like this, you know what I'm saying? And then they still were like right there. And then you see where that little white line is. I started walking up toward the white line like I was coming to come up to him at the window and say, huh, what'd you say, sir? Oh, I wasn't sure what you said. What'd you say?